we're going to work on 3.6 here. This section is all about a scale factor, which is just a fancy way of saying, what do I multiply by or divide by to make something the size that it is? You can think about this as if you have a picture that you really like and you want to make it bigger, I want to multiply it 3 times the size to fit in a frame. Or maybe there's a picture you really like and you need to condense it down, so I want to cut it in half. You know, keeping the same ratio, you want that picture to stay the same, but you just want to shrink it or grow it. And that's what's happening with our triangles here. So this first part is to calculate the scale factors from DE to ABC. So I want to go from the left side in all of these to the right side. So how does 4 become 12? Right? That's one question you can ask. You kind of find the matching part. And you can ask yourself that simply. What you can do is also do ABC divided by DEF, right? So my measurement over here on ABC, I'm going to do the 12, and I'm going to divide it by its matching part at 4. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I made this 3 times bigger. And guess what? It works with any of the numbers. I could have also chose 9 and 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And the last side, 15 and 5, 15 divided by 5 is 3. So you just take your triangle on the right side and pick a side and divide it by its matching side on the right side. So we can look at another example of this. I see 30 here, and AB matches with DE. So I'm going to do 30 divided by 5 over here. It's also pretty nice problem, which is nice and easy. 30 divided by 5, you got 6. Keep track of these visually, right? If you go from small to big, you should be multiplying by a number. If you go from big to small, you should be getting some type of like fraction happening. So 2 over something, 1 over something, some type of fraction. It should be smaller than one number because we're shrinking. Next one, so I'm going from D to A. Let's see, AB, I see the 36 here, so I'm going to go with that. AB matches with DE, and that would be 9. 36 divided by 9 is 4. Another way you can think about matching up the sides, like you can either do it by reading your parts, or like 11 is my biggest side here, 44 is my biggest side on the other one. So the biggest side should kind of go with each other. 9 was my smallest, it matches with the smallest one on ABC. So using that method for my next one, I'm going from bigger to smaller, so I'm expecting to get a fraction here, okay? And when I'm looking over this, I see that 60 is my smallest side, and 12 is my smallest side here. So those ones match with each other. I then can go and say, okay, it's still going to be the ABC because I'm reading this way. So the one on the right side, which is the 12, should go up top, and my 60 should go on bottom. Now what I want to do is simplify. So I know I could take a 6 out of both of these. That would give me 2 over 10, and that simplifies further to 1 over 5. So you can think about what times 60 would give me 12, or what would I divide 65 to get 12, and that would be 5. Again, my next one, I'm going from big to small, so I'm expecting a fraction. I can identify my smallest sides. I see a 2 here, and I see a 46 here. Those are my smallest sides, so they match with each other. So I could do 46 divided by 2, and that would give me, oh, sorry, wrong way. I screwed up there for you guys. But that's a good way. I knew something was wrong because I should be getting a fraction, and I got a whole number. Remember, the ABC one, which is this side, should be going up top. So it should be 2 over that 46. We can take a 2 out of both, and I get 1 over 23. So make sure if you're going from a big image to a small image, do what I just did. Double check yourself. Oh no, I should have gotten a fraction. I shouldn't be getting a whole number. Use my mistakes. Here, okay, looking for my smallest side, I have 2 6s, so they kind of match with each other, and 2 15s, so it doesn't really matter too much. AB should be up top, so we'll not repeat my mistake. I'm going to put that 6 up top, over 15. This one I can take a 3 out of both of these. So 6 divided by 3 would leave me with a 2, and 15 divided by 3 would leave me with 5. Still a fraction. It can be, doesn't have to be 1 up top. It's still less than 1, so this is working for me. And our last one, I'll do the biggest side this time for fun. So 60 looks to be my biggest over here. It's going to match with the biggest on ABC, which is 40. I'm going to go ahead, remember the ABC, it's going to go up top, the one on the right, and it's going to go over that 60. This is really nice for simplification because I see I can take a 10 out of both of these, and they actually reduce even further because I can take a 2 out of both 4 and 6. So I would end up with 2 over 3. The next part of this is, given the scale factor, what would a given side be? Okay, so we've talked about congruency statements, or similarity statements. This is talking about triangle ABC to DEF. So we're going from ABC to DEF. Our scale factor is a half. So I'm going to be cutting all of these numbers in half. And in particular, it wants to know about DE. Well, DE is in front here, which means it should match with AB. It looks to me like AB is 26. I'm going to multiply 26 by half, which is the same as dividing by 2, which tells me that DE will end up being 13. Okay, so you match your triangle statements, you find the matching piece that it asks for, and then do the multiplication at once. So this is very similar. What's DF? Well, D is at the front, F is at the back. These would be problems I start off at the bottom to figure out what they want first. That should match with A at the front and C at the back. AC here is 45. Okay, so I'm going to do 45 times my scale factor of 2 over 3. And I want to do that calculation. You could do the calculator. We could cross out here, right? 45 or 15 times 3 gives me 45, and then 15 times 2 would be 30. So you divide by 3 and then multiply by 2 is another way of thinking about it. So that would give me DF being 30. Final one, I care about EF. Well, that's in the back. BC is in the back. So let's find BC. B to C. That looks to be 16. This appears like I should be getting a bigger number than 16. I'm going from a smaller triangle to a big one. Something to keep in mind while we do the problem. So I'm going to do 16 times. I have 5 over 2. We can divide 16 by 2. Leave me with an 8. And 5 times 8 gives me 40. So it's all about finding out what you multiply or divide by to get a particular length. I'll see you guys in class.